Okay, so now I'm going on to the next section with just scorching heat. So let's find that here. Right here, scorching heat. And let's look at what we have here. It says the main idea is supported by these things. So Albert learned a hay car was on fire. The smoke quickly got thick, and air from the air shaft fanned the flames. The fire spread throughout the mine, where hundreds of other boys and men were working. The cage operator stopped Albert and others from leaving the mine. I think that's kind of a key thing here. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out what this main idea is. So, this right here tells me how quick it was happening, okay? Spread throughout the mine. So the fire was out of control and put many workers at risk. Okay, so we're going to go to the next section, which is called Brutal Decision. So in our story, we're coming down. Underneath the picture of the canary, it says Brutal Decision. And let's look at what our main idea is. The mine company leaders chose to seal off the mine's air shaft, even though workers were still trapped inside. So they give us one detail: sealing off the mine shaft would stop the fire. Okay, so when Albert finally made it up to the surface, he found panic. Smoke was gushing up out of the mine. Women and children were rushing to the scene. They were desperate to find their husbands and sons and brothers. Meanwhile, down below, miners were rushing to get out, but the tunnels were blocked by flames, mules, and coal cars. Over the next few hours, more than 200 men and boys would escape. One brave group began taking the cage up and down, plucking their fellow miners from the flames. They made 6 trips and saved dozens of men before they died, heroically, in the fire. Okay, so right here, more than 200 men and boys would escape. Let's keep going. Around 4 p.m., mine company leaders made a hard decision to close the air shaft. So when I'm looking at this, they chose to close the air shaft. So sealing the mine shaft would stop the fire. To many, this decision was cruel. Without fresh air flowing, anyone still alive wouldn't last long. Many said the mine company cared more about its coal than the human beings. When the sun set that day, the fire showed little signs of slowing down. More than 200 miners were still trapped. So this part, I'm going to copy and put right here. In the coming days, the fire would continue to burn. So it burned for days. Look at that. More than 1,000 people arrived in Cherry to help. Donations poured in. The disaster was front page news across the country. Okay, so on November 20th, a week after the fire started, rescue crews finally entered the mine. The only survivors were a group of 20 men. They had found a spot with breathable air away from the fire. Tragically, 259 miners died in the disaster. So we are going to copy that because that tells us so much about the workers being trapped inside. Okay, so now we are going to go on to the next one. And we are into new laws. So I need to go down to that section, new laws. And these are the details they give me. People were upset and worked to help those affected by the disaster. The mine company got in trouble for employing underage kids. And America passed new safety laws and laws banning child labor. Okay, so what does that tell you about the story? So I'm going to think about this and I'm going to say the disaster led to new laws to protect the mine workers. Okay, now, and then you're done. So when you are done, you need to come over here and you need to click turn in. Okay, so that I know that you've finished it. Great job.